Hello, and welcome to Webcrawler's Bimbo News.
Woo!
This is a podcast where we talk about everything that's kind of been going on during the week, from television to news stories to viral
Twitter drama,
viral topical events. Really, it's just a smorgasbord buffet of everything that we find interesting. I'm Allie Siegel.
And medical procedures that we may have gotten. I'm Melissa Stetton.
And medical procedures that we have gotten. Yes, and actually that's important to start out with. If this is your first episode listening, I just want to let you know I don't always sound like this. I mean, I always do sound Jewish and nasally, but I'm particularly Jewish and nasally today because I got something called a balloon sinusplasty.
Nose job.
I wish it was a nose job. I've already had two. I think if I had a third, I think my nose would fall off. But I get chronic sinus infections.
It's true.
Yeah, I do. I have a sinus infection once a month, and they're not cured by medication. And so I went to this doctor, and he's like, "You need a balloon sinusplasty because my nasal passages, I guess, are too small." So, this is like so interesting for those of you who are listening, but maybe if you have sinus problems, this will help you.
Yeah, I'm interested.
And I guess like what happens is the mucus gets trapped in my sinus passages and then just gets stuck there because it can't drain. So they stuck kind of like a needle, like
catheter,
basically kind of like a catheter up my nose, and it had a balloon at the end, and they put it in your sinus and then they inflate the balloon. And it like breaks the bones open and widens them. So then your sinus widens, and then they suck out the mucus, and then it's supposed to just permanently widen your sinuses, or at least like for a few years.
Wait, did you see? You were awake the whole time.
I was on Valium and I was on another planet. I've been sober for like almost 10 years now. And so I haven't taken any drugs or anything for that duration of time.
Oh, no.
I could not walk. Like, they were making fun of me.
That's crazy.
I sent you guys that video, which I did not remember.
And then
sending
you forgot that you sent it. You sent it the next day. And I'm like, Allie, you sent this to us yesterday.
I sent that video to people that I'm in recovery with.
What?
I had to make an amends because I was like, I'm so sorry. That was so inappropriate. This is why drugs.
Oh my God.
Drugs just hit me different. I don't know what.
That's scary.
I metabolize drugs. People don't realize like addiction isn't a choice. Like when drugs enter my system, they just do not mix well with my body. Like,
because how much Valium did you take? Like one pill?
Yeah, I took 2 very low dosage pills, and like I could not stand, like I could not see. I texted my boyfriend
crazy,
gibberish.
That's how I felt when I was on like anesthesia.
Yeah,
for, like, surgery.
I know,
like not Valium.
I was not okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it didn't really.
But you didn't feel anything.
It felt uncomfortable, and you can hear the cracking, which now I know was my bones. So
did you see them sucking out stuff?
No, because the video is they had it on a screen, but the screen was in the back, probably because it was so gross.
I would have wanted to watch that.
Yeah, I know, me too. So now I have to like neti pot or like navage like 10 times a day because I can't blow my nose. Long story short, that's why I sound weird. So I'll try to not talk too much because I know that this vocal fry is like what people are most annoyed at with podcasting.
I like it. I
think
your
it sounds like sexy, kind of.
You sound young.
I know. I sound like I'm from the valley and I'm ready to hop in your Corvette and go to the mall. Yes, Queen. Should we get into television?
Sure, why not? 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, it's our favorite show.
Oh my God. These past 2 episodes have been pretty great.
It's a good season.
It's a good season. That woman, Misha, she looks Christian like Megan
woman.
Fox, right?
Yeah, the Christian lady. She's a knockout. She's like a 10. And
I was watching the show. Martin came in and was like, what's this lady doing on the show?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure she's just a total mess.
That's what I was going to say. She has to be, the hot to crazy graph has to be completely off with her. Because what it is she's a devout Christian and she meets some man from Israel in some Christian group. And she's like, this is my soulmate. And they've been talking for 7 years.
That's crazy.
There's no way that this knockout woman couldn't meet some rich Christian guy in a church near her.
It's really bizarre. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I'm sure the pieces will fall into place over the season, but also they are staying in a hotel. She put I don't know what it looks like she'd been living in this hotel for years.
Welcome
she
to
put
my
her
world.
clothes everywhere, and her boyfriend came in and was like, "What the fuck? I cannot live like this. This is insane."
That was crazy. Like, I'm messy, but that was next level insane.
Every surface was covered with like clothes or something. It was crazy.
Also, not how you need to pack for a religious trip to Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had like heels
Crazy.
and dresses. It was bizarre. The catfish plotline is really sad.
Yeah, Tyree,
Yeah.
who is in denial. Like the producers came to him and were like, "We found who you were talking to. It's not Carmela."
Right.
And he's like, "Well, I don't know. I don't know who it really is." Like he's in denial. And it reminded me of that Catfish Katy Perry episode.
Oh my God, that was one of the best catfish of all time.
That's crazy. I don't know what year that was. It was like early Catfish, I think.
Yes, and this guy is convinced he's talking to Katy Perry, even when it's proven that he is not talking to Katy Perry.
Yes.
And I even think they get like a video from Katy Perry being like, "You're not talking to me." And
Yeah, they find the girl. They've been talking for like 7 years. He's like, there's details that only Katy would know.
yeah.
And they go to the girl. They're like, "This is who you've been talking to." And he's like, I don't think so. And they're like, "We're not punking you right now.
Yeah.
Katy Perry's not going to pop out. You're not talking to her." It's crazy.
And what's weird about it, so I'm confused though about this whole storyline because at first, they say like it's a man.
Right.
And then they're like, "No, it's an escort from an escort website." Like,
Yeah, they
which
found
is it?
her photo on an escort website. I think it might just be a man using the photo.
Interesting.
I'm assuming.
Okay, so he's talking to a man.
That's what the producer said. Yeah.
But the pictures are of a woman who is an escort.
Yes.
Who is a real. Yeah, and he's just totally in denial. Poor guy. And I feel, and he's so nice and like so sweet.
Yeah, he's nice.
There is a certified bimbo who has now joined this season I would die for her. What's her name? I couldn't remember her.
It's Statler.
Oh yeah,
or Statler. Statler.
Yeah, she from SVU.
Statler and, yeah, weird. Is that her first name?
Yeah, Lesbian Order SVU. Statler has joined 90 Day Fiancé. She's a proud lesbian and also like seems like a real Casanova.
Yes.
She slays.
She does. She has ADHD.
Yes.
She's neurodivergent.
Yes.
When she was explaining that she could only work for 15 minutes at a time, she then had like toy cars on her desk and was like playing with them.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's what she was doing in the other off 15 minutes. That's like a technique. It's called the what is it called?
Papa Roach?
It's the Papa Roach work method.
Cut my life into
pieces, then work for 15
minutes.
It's like the Papa. What is it called? It's the piece of thing. 15-minute work method. Hold on.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's an actual method.
Oh.
Fine, leave page. The Pomodoro technique.
Oh.
The Pomodoro technique.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. It's a time management method based on, 25-minute stretches of focus work broken up by 5-minute breaks. Longer breaks, typically 15 to 30 minutes, are taken after 4 consecutive work intervals. Each work interval is called a pomodoro,
nice.
The Italian word for tomato.
Tomato.
I don't know why it's called that, but yeah, it's an actual work technique.
Huh. But she does it every 15 minutes.
Yeah, she does it every 15 minutes so she can play with her toy cars. She also, you can tell that her hyperfixation dinner is Hungry Man dinners.
Yeah, she was just eating a Hungry Man dinner like it was nothing. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, her whole freezer is filled with Hungry Man dinners, which I respect that about her. And she has met some woman from England who she is going to meet, apparently.
Yes.
Not her first English girlfriend. She has met, this is
No.
the second time she's met a woman from England. I guess that's her thing.
Yeah, that's her thing. But I'm rooting for her.
Yeah, I like her. She seems
She's
interesting.
relatable.
Yeah, she is very relatable.
And then
Oh, yeah.
there's a deaf guy. What's his name? I don't know.
I never
anybody's
remember
name.
anyone's name.
He's dating Violet or Sheila? Violet?
Similar names, Violet or Sheila.
He's very sweet. He's a very
so
sweet dude.
Yes.
Him and his girlfriend, very sexual.
Yeah, they try to have sex for the first time, and it doesn't work because his penis is too big.
It's too big.
Yeah, he says, and he says this in sign language, and then there's captions. He says, "My banana got very hard, and I tried to get through her donut, but her donut was too tight for my banana."
And then he does like the symbol for
sex. Yeah.
That, and then they kept talking about like their sex life, and they're like both freaks, and I was like, TMI.
Yeah,
TMI.
Yeah, they're both,
but like good for them.
They're both horny as hell, which is great. But I guess neither of them have had sex for a really long time. And
yeah, the guy said 4 years.
Yeah, and I think for her it's been a bit too. So she has to loosen up that puss to get his giant dong in there. I once had a guy's penis be too big to put in my vagina.
Yeah.
And that says a lot because I have a big vagina.
And that says a lot because I've got the biggest vagina I've ever seen.
One of the biggest vaginas you've ever encountered.
It happens. It's a thing that happens.
Yeah, I was like, I actually felt bad. I was like, this is too big. Like, there's a
where
point.
It just like, it's not fun.
Yeah, I'm like,
this doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I would like, this is
Sorry.
like, this must not work for you. Like, this can't be fun.
Yeah, no,
this is a no-go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What else is on TV? Oh, The Age of Influence.
Oh, that's a fun documentary. And
with
our former guest.
Gabrielle Bluestone.
Yes, she's in almost every episode of it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's about like influencers and con artists.
There's one episode that really sticks out, and this is the one that you wrote about the Swiffer girl.
Yes.
And describe this one because that one's great.
This girl in high school was
from New
popular
York.
in New York because there was a video that was shared amongst the high schoolers. This was before Twitter and the internet.
Yes.
That was shared amongst everyone of her masturbating with a Swiffer.
Which I don't even really understand.
The Swiffer jet, it's like a broom.
So is she sticking it up her vagina?
I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
I think so.
Okay.
I guess. But anyway, she was known as like the Swiffer girl, and then her life took a crazy turn where she just turned into like a con artist. Was like stealing people's credit cards.
And her dad was like
people's identities.
The DA or something, right? Or like head of the bar association.
Yeah.
And she came from wealthy.
Money.
Yeah. She was in the private school bubble. Like, I guess there's a few, I don't know, is it like Horace Mann or something? There's like a few really wealthy private schools in New York, and she was in one of them. And so that's how, I guess, Gabrielle Bluestone went to one of them too. And I guess that's how everyone knew her, and it was circulating through there. And she was like stealing people's monies and stealing and making fake licenses and crazy stuff.
She was in jail. I think she got out, but I think she might be back in jail.
And she got arrested in Cabo on a birthday trip wearing a bikini and heels.
Oh, yeah.
And they wouldn't let her change. And she had to go on an airplane handcuffed in a bikini, heels, and
back to New York.
That's
to New York. Crazy.
That actually really surprised me. Like, I actually kind of thought that was a little offensive, but also very funny. But
funny.
That's a great episode if you want to start with that one. And she ended up going to jail with Anna Delvey.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's right. They became pals.
Yeah, or allegedly friends. Anna Delvey's kind of like I don't know her. Like, we've talked
I don't
3
know
times.
her. She's beneath me.
Yeah, she basically was like, she's not, I'm better than her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really great. A not great documentary is the Ashley Madison doc, which is like the biggest snooze fest documentary I've ever seen in my life.
Oh no, how could it be boring?
I know. I'm like, how can a sex scandal documentary be so boring? But it reminded me, Molly McAleer, you guys might know her as Malls on the internet. She has a ton of podcasts. Her stepdad was caught cheating from the Ashley Madison league. Yeah, I remember she told me that a long time ago. Yeah, so maybe we'll have her on for like a mini episode to talk about that.
And was he was obviously still married to her mom?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, at the time. And it was like, it came out
because it leaked all
list.
it was all the email names, addresses and names.
Yes, crazy. We should do our own episode about that because the documentary was so boring. Like, I couldn't even get through it. News. Let's get into what's going on this week. What happened?
You guys on Threads?
I just signed up for Threads, but it does that kind of embarrassing thing that like LinkedIn does, where it just like follows everyone.
You can choose not to do that.
Oh, okay. Because
there's an option. I didn't do that because I was like, I don't want to follow everyone I follow on Instagram. But the thing is, like, it shows you accounts that you don't follow anyway.
Yeah, it's doing some weird follow stuff that I don't love. Yeah. But it seems like it's going to be the Twitter replacement, right? Yeah,
because there's, I guess, 100 million signups already.
Well, that's a good indicator.
And Twitter traffic is tanking because of it.
Oh, that's funny.
It's crazy because, like, Mark Zuckerberg, also an evil billionaire, but everyone's like, Zuckerberg, like, fuck Elon. It's like, do you realize that Mark Zuckerberg is responsible for the ruining democracy because of Facebook?
Yeah, exactly.
Did we all forget about that?
We all forget about that. What is it? The
social network.
Well, that was a movie about him, but there was that great documentary about how Facebook kind of like ruined and affected the election.
The social experiment?
Yeah, I think it was a social experiment. I can't remember.
Oh, that
was a great
depressing.
documentary. Yeah.
That was so depressing.
Yeah.
But the logo is...
Yeah, what are
the like crazy. MAGA people on Twitter? Like, it's satanic because it looks like 3 6s kind of turned upside down.
People are so bonkers.
There was what do you call them? Thread? But Dane Cook posted something that was it was just horrendous.
What did he say?
It was so cringe. He said, Threads, day 3 impressions. Community is lively. Many offering food or comfort. Seems like Threads is a healing foundation. Less people trying to steal thunder and more trying to lend a helping hand or words of wisdom. It's like a slice of utopia built on this false hope highway of disinformation and bias based on projecting past trauma on those currently thriving and shining, i.e. the internet. Fuck, I might actually be having fun today. I'm gonna edit my doc, swim, then come back here and pal around.
What the fuck this guy talking about?
I don't know. I hate it. Everything about I hate it.
What an idiot.
Does he still have his teenage?
Yeah, I think they like got married or something.
Oh,
fucking
to that
weirdo.
17-year-old that he invited over to his house to play Mafia.
It's a real Chris D'Elia situation.
Ooh. Well, are we gonna get into Jonah Hill?
Oh yeah. So I guess his ex, who I thought he was still with, I mean, I don't keep up with Jonah Hill gossip.
You don't?
No. Released all these texts. What were they?
Yes.
Like, you take the lead on this.
She's a surfer and surf instructor. I think they met because he slid into her DMs.
Oh, interesting.
Because she had a bunch of pictures of her surfing and like in a bathing suit, and he would comment like, cool.
And that's important, is like, from the beginning, he knew who this woman was. She was a surfer who surfed with people.
Yes.
Like, this was who she was.
So she was posting screenshots from conversations. This is from December 2021. He texted her, plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I'm not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership, my boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. And then he said, he's like, I love how your therapists think I suck. I literally am the best boyfriend on earth.
That's like already a red flag if someone says that.
Yeah.
I've known Jonah. Well, I haven't talked to or seen Jonah in like probably 10 years or if not longer. But I've known him from high school. We went to high schools that were similar, and so I knew him growing up, and we've hung out plenty of times. He's dated a few girls that I know. Not the most favorable accounts that I've heard from them, but nothing like horrible or salacious, but kind of like along the same lines. But I mean, I asked on Twitter because it's like an interesting question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a boundary and being controlling? Because I think that people get confused about that.
Yeah, a lot of dudes were like, well, if she doesn't want to follow his rules, then break up with him.
Right. And for me, my immediate reaction is like, he went into the relationship knowing who this person was.
Yes. And then he texted her a list of pictures to take down. It was like her in a swimsuit.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's like, I'm a surfer. What do you want me to do?
That's not a boundary. That's being controlling based on your own insecurities. And
boundaries are what you set for yourself. Like, I don't want to be touched right now. I don't want to be hugged right now. Not like, you can't post pictures of this. You can't do that.
Yes. And so I tweeted like, how do you define a boundary and how do you differentiate a boundary versus being controlling? And Sophia Benoit, who some of you might know, she's a sex columnist at Bustle and GQ magazine. And she has a book called, Well, This Is Exhausting. She said, a boundary is about your own actions and how you respond to a situation. It's not about dictating the actions of other people. And Molly Molshine said, if you're trying to modify someone else's behavior by using the word boundary, you've already lost and are being controlling and manipulative. A boundary is what I do to keep myself safe. So I can't be in contact with my mom because she's an unreliable alcoholic, but I can't ask her to stop drinking. So that's like a good distinction.
That's a good distinction between a boundary and a rule.
Yes. Boundaries aren't like controlling someone else's behavior. They're things that you do for your things that you set in line for yourself.
And it's crazy because he just made this documentary about his therapist.
And I didn't watch. I could not get through it.
And like, if he's doing so much therapy and all this work, enough to make a whole fucking documentary about how amazing your therapist is, and you're still just like being controlling and being unreasonable.
The thing that was so weird to me about the therapist documentary is, one, I don't understand really the ethics of therapists making documentaries. Either. And I always get confused when like therapists are on television a little bit. Couples therapy, I feel like, is a little different because it's like so clinical. But when in the documentary that Jonah did, with what I watched of it, like there's clearly a personal boundary there's a personal relationship there that I don't think should exist in therapy. There's boundaries being crossed. There's ethical professional boundaries that are being crossed. I don't know. The whole thing is really murky to me.
It triggered me. And
Interesting.
I'm rarely triggered by anything, but like this, I was like, oh, I get what it means to be triggered, because this reminded me of this guy that I dated back in like 2013 or 14 who I met on Twitter.
Yeah.
On the internet. Met him on Twitter, or like Vine or Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you're so funny.
Right.
And then we started dating. And after a few weeks, he was like, he hated anything that I tweeted that could possibly be about him or dating. I never tweeted about him.
Right. Yeah.
But like vague stuff.
Yeah.
Like I remember tweeting just a stupid joke that was like, post-sex Twitter checking is the new post-sex cigarette.
Yes.
Your classic 2014 joke.
Totally.
And he's like, why would you tweet that? Is it people
God.
are going to know? My friends know that we're dating. My friends know, and you're just like tweeting like silly chick shit. That's what he called it.
Oh, no.
And then I tweeted about, I remember like Juan Pablo was the new Bachelor. And I tweeted something about that. And he's like, you needed to delete this because people are going to think you're easy and that you're a slut.
Oh my God. No.
I don't know. He did even more horrendous. I remember one time
No.
My grandpa died and I had to, I was in New York at the time and I was packing to go to his funeral in Michigan. And he called me, was like, oh, I know, like my friend said you tweeted something about him like a year ago, really mean, and that you deleted it.
What?
And like, I don't think I can hang out with you anymore. And I was like, what are you talking about?
He's like obsessed with Twitter, this guy.
I remember the tweet. It was like, no, I will not come over to your hotel room at 3 a.m. because your face is on a billboard in Times Square because you're on an NBC sitcom.
Yeah.
Like at the time, everyone's like, who is that? It was Chris D'Elia.
Oh,
because
shut
he had texted
up.
me at
That's so
3
funny.
a.m.
Oh my
to like
God.
hang out. And I was like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
So I tweeted that. This guy was very good friends with Chris D'Elia.
Not a surprise.
It just reminded me of the kind of stuff that he would send to me that was like horrendous. Like he was a horrible, I won't say his name.
Yeah.
I will say.
But, well, you can tell me after. But, but yeah.
He was on Mad TV. I'll give you that hint. Sorry.
Well, that's sad. I've never watched Bad TV. But yeah, I think anything that's fear-based that is trying to control someone else based on your own insecurities is...
It's all insecurity based.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
Seems like she really dodged a bullet. Speaking of not dodging something, Larry Nassar,
Nassar.
Oh, is it Nassar? Larry Nassar.
I think it's Nassar.
The horrible sports doctor who sexually abused like all the Olympic female gymnasts. He is at the United States Penitentiary Coleman in Florida. And I guess he was stabbed by another inmate.
Love that for
multiple
him.
stab moves. Yeah. So a little bit of good news on.
That's some good news today.
What else do we have here? Oh, so I actually haven't really looked at this, but I saw this on Instagram. World's first UFO crash happened in Italy 14 years before Roswell, claims a researcher. Evidence for the event was Mamma Mia, Pomodoro method. Evidence for the event was dispatched to him by a mystery source who inherited nearly a century old document. What?
Ooh, an old document.
I love an old document, National Treasure style.
Yes.
I hope Nicolas Cage doesn't steal it. It says the world's first crash of an unidentified flying object happened in Italy in 1933 during the reign of Benito Mussolini. Italian researcher Roberto Binotti claimed this. I don't know why all these Italian
It's in an
names.
ancient document.
Yeah. So if Pinotti's claims are indeed true, this is from Interesting Engineering. They mandate a change in historical records, saying that 1947 incident at Roswell is the first site of a UFO crash. I feel like there were definitely UFO crashes way before any of this.
This is saying this is the first documented one?
There's UFOs in biblical paintings.
Right?
So... this ain't that interesting to me.
What are you trying to pull over, Italians?
Yeah, this is another part of the Italian agenda. And I'm not falling for it.
Pomodoro.
Yeah. I'm not falling for it. What's this vampire facial?
Oh my God. People were going to a spa in New Mexico. And so the vampire facial
Yes, I've heard of that.
They take your blood out.
Yes.
And then they put it in some sort of machine that separates the plasma from whatever else is in
from the
blood.
other stuff.
And then they inject it into your face, and it's supposedly supposed to be like rejuvenating and like
get rid of
your wrinkles.
Stem cell shit or something.
Yes, Kim Kardashian did. It became popular because of her.
Yeah, of
she
course.
posted a picture with like blood all over her face. But then she said it was the most painful thing she's ever done and she would never do it again.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
So these people at this clinic, which was like, it was kind of a shady spa clinic place, they tested positive for HIV.
I mean, that's a huge worry. I mean, especially if they must not have been using their own blood. They've been
like sharing needles and vials and stuff.
Fuck, that's so scary.
Yeah, so the owner of this place was already in jail for
like what? Like cement
for like
butt lifts?
Practicing medicine without a license.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. In 2022. So she was in jail for 3.5 years. This is fucked. That's fucked. Like that.
I mean, yeah, your life is changed just because you wanted a facial for the rest of your life.
That's so scary.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Yeah, and that's why like I would never get any kind of like procedure thing off Groupon. Not saying that they got these off Groupon, but sometimes I'll see things like on Groupon and I'm like, no, thank you. I don't. Yeah, I don't buy it. No.
This place was like a very cheap, but this person didn't have a medical license. Like it was a shady underground.
Yeah, I mean that's even crazier.
You gotta research. Do your research. If you go to a place and it looks shady and unclean,
yeah, don't
get out.
Just pass. Go somewhere else.
Yeah,
that's horrible. Oh God, scary. My look-alike got released from prison.
Alison Mack.
Yeah.
She was in prison for how long? Like 2 years?
Not enough time, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think she got out early. She was released Monday. She avoided a longer prison term by cooperating with federal authorities in their case against Keith Raniere.
Oh, I didn't realize that. So she ended up selling him out.
Yeah, she helped prosecutors with evidence showing how Keith created a secret society. So she was a rat.
Well, you know what? Good for her. I'm glad she did that. But I think she is still super culpable for all the horrific things that she did. And I think she should have gotten, it seems like, more time than...
Yeah, 2 years? And then getting out early? Like, what?
She must have given them a lot of information on him.
Yeah. I wonder what she's going to do now.
Become a life coach.
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do now?
Podcast. I mean, it's not...
Start a podcast.
What can you do after you've like sex trafficked and women and had a call?
I don't know.
What do you do?
She's not... I mean, is anyone going to hire her to act and stuff?
No. I mean, like, I think maybe you could do Comic-Con. Like, maybe people would be interested in that, but maybe not. I mean, I think she has to work at a grocery store or something.
She should do a podcast. You know, people would listen.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure they would listen.
She's got to start another cult.
OnlyFans. I think like OnlyFans.
Yes, OnlyFans.
I think she has to start an OnlyFans.
Man, that is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that sucks.
Britney Spears says she got punched by an NBA security guard.
Yeah, I only saw the caption for this. I don't understand how anyone could punch Britney Spears in the face. She's so recognizable. What happened here?
So she was I think she was in Vegas. This NBA rookie, he was the #1 draft pick, Victor Wembanyama. He was walking and he had like security guards around him. And Britney went to wanted to tap him on the shoulder for a photo.
Yeah.
And I guess before she could tap him, the security guard cut her off, was like, no. She said he hit her in the face, punched her in the face.
So was it like a swat or a punch?
But turns out she ended up hitting herself in the face.
Britney.
Because he didn't know, if the security guard is
yes.
I don't know if he's in his 20s. He doesn't know who Britney Spears is. I'm sure she's just had sunglasses and a hat. He's just trying to protect this dude.
She's also looking a lot different these days. Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
You don't know. So he pushed her arm away. Turns out she ended up hitting herself in the face.
Can we talk about Britney for a second? This is going to be controversial.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little worried.
I am too. I am too. It's... I don't think she needs to be under a conservatorship or whatever. Conservatorship.
I think she needs a little something.
I just wonder.
Have you looked at all these dancing videos of her?
Yes.
They're...
Yes. There was one where she was like, I stepped on a piece of glass and I was bleeding, but I kept dancing.
Yeah.
What, Britney? What? I think she turned off the comments on Instagram.
Also, like, what is it? Why does it say Maria River Red is her name now?
That's her name now?
That's what it says on her Instagram.
I don't know. What's up with her husband? I don't trust him.
I don't trust him. I'm like worried about him.
He's like very complicit and just, is in it for her money.
These dancing videos seem a little like she's on something.
Yeah, she's not.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Something's up. Something's up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
we just need to keep an eye on her.
Yeah, just someone have eyes on Britney. That's all.
Have eyes on Britney.
Someone have eyes on Britney. And I think, maybe we went a little too far with Free Britney. Free Britney, but watch her and make sure she's all right. Free Britney, but watch her and support.
What's crazy is that, remember that statement she read in court?
Yes.
That was like pretty coherent.
Yeah,
and,
she's
well
totally
thought
coherent.
Out. And you're like, oh, she knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And
now I don't really know.
I don't know. You don't know. Maybe she's fine. She's just...
Yeah, I'm not trying to cause any trouble here.
No.
I'm just saying, as a Britney fan and
love
someone
Britney.
who only wants the best for her.
Only the best.
I hope she's okay.
Yes.
Speaking of people I only want the best for and who I love dearly, Keke Palmer. I'm a huge Keke Palmer fan.
Love her. She's a Nope. She's great in Nope.
I don't even know her acting that much as I know her personality and think she's so funny and
same.
so cool. I don't even think I know anything she's been in.
Hold on.
She was in Akilah and the Bee.
What's that?
Oh my God. You don't know Akilah and the Bee? It's about the girl who wins the spelling bee. It came out I literally think 20 years ago.
Huh? Wait, how old is she?
She's been working her ass off for...
She's 29? Whoa.
It came out in 2006.
Akilah, no, I've never seen it.
Oh my God,
she was in
it's
Alice.
so
I saw
good.
Alice. Oh, she was in Hustlers. Okay, yes.
She's been working forever, and I think she's incredible. And she's so funny. She has a podcast too. I've listened to clips from it, and she's really funny. Yeah, she does.
Medea's Family Reunion.
Oh, of course.
She was in Sister Act 3.
I've never seen Sister Act 3. I didn't even know there was a 3.
I don't know that I've seen it either. What is 3? Wait, I've seen Sister Act 1 and 2.
There's no Sister Act 3.
Oh, no, wait. Tyler Perry gives update on Sister Act 3. Oh, it's still...
pre-production?
Oh, I think it's been shot. Set to come out next year.
Oh, good. Kathy Najimy is coming back as Sister Mary.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, wow. God, she's been in so much stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, she's hugely talented. Anyways, I don't know if it's her boyfriend or husband. I think it's her boyfriend, fitness instructor Darius. Her baby daddy, Darius Jackson, got all hot and bothered because of an outfit that she wore at an Usher concert.
Crazy. He was tweeting.
Yeah, he called her out publicly. Tweeted about it.
She was wearing a fitted black bodysuit.
It wasn't even bad.
And it had a sheer overlay.
She was totally covered. Yeah. And he said, we live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids, they have a kid together, to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case.
How? He tweeted that.
Yeah.
Instead of, because she posted a picture of herself.
Yeah. Well, before that, he retweeted the picture and said, it's the outfit though, you a mom.
Yeah.
and everyone's like coming after him, being like, you're tweeting this from like Keke Palmer's house, from Keke Palmer's Wi-Fi, like from Keke Palmer's like phone plan, like just dragging him big time.
That's insane.
And then
who is he? He's a fitness instructor?
Some loser. And then I think it's coming out that like girls are being like, he's slid into my DMs before. Yeah, I think it's turning out that he might be like a bad dude.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so
he deleted his Twitter account.
Good, he should.
Like, what are you doing? You're dating Keke Palmer. You have a baby with her.
Yeah, just keep your mouth shut and enjoy the ride.
Why would you fuck that up?
Yeah, bad week for men.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, bad week for men. Okay, this is crazy. You sent me this. I didn't read too much about it, but we talked about the case of Rudy Farias last week. Give us the update on that, because this is horrible.
This is crazy. So we talked about this on our Patreon episode a few weeks ago. So this guy, Rudy Farias, was found, apparently had been missing for 8 years or so, went missing when he was 17, was just found like unconscious on like the steps of a church in Houston, in the same city where he supposedly went missing. Turns out he wasn't missing at all. Jesus. He had been with his mom at their house for the whole time. There are allegations that she was abusing him and like feeding him drugs.
Oh God.
Because like some of the neighbors were like, wait a minute, I know he has come around. Like I see him in the neighborhood. Like he's not missing.
That's so scary.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. Apparently the mom started a GoFundMe when he went missing, but turns out he came back the next day. He was never missing, and she started a GoFundMe and like used money for vacations and stuff.
This fucking woman. I hope she goes to jail forever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so crazy.
God, that's horrible. Yeah, we'll continue to update you on that and look into that, because that is just disgusting. That poor kid. I hope he gets a family that's safe for him and a lot of healing and therapy.
So the Idol, the show.
I know, which I still have to watch. It's so funny. So I was lucky enough to join Melissa and her husband Martin for a birthday dinner.
Lucky enough.
And fortunate enough. I won a contest that allowed me to go. And I think that 50% of the dinner conversation was about the show The Idol.
Yes, it was. Maria was there. Maria was only talking about the
only
Idol.
talking about The Idol.
But there's this article in BuzzFeed that's like why fans think the Idol's inspired by Selena Gomez, because there's a lot of
really
similarities.
Oh, interesting.
So the Idol, the first scene is a photo shoot with Jocelyn.
Yeah, I've seen that part, yeah.
She's wearing her hospital bracelet because she was like just in the hospital. Oh. Selena Gomez did a music video where she's wearing a hospital
interesting
bracelet. They're both child actors who have bad relationships with their mothers.
Oh.
So in 2016, Selena Gomez canceled the last few months of her Revival World Tour because of anxiety and panic attacks and depression. The first episode of The Idol, Jocelyn canceled her tour after her mother's passing, and she was having anxiety and depression and panic attacks. Oh, God. Oh, Selena's song Bad Liar has these moaning sounds in it.
Yeah.
Which was like kind of criticized for it. This blog said it was like whiny orgasmic noise. And then in The Idol, like Jocelyn does a song where like Tedros the Weeknd tells Jocelyn to like do moaning sounds into her song.
And for those of you who don't know, although I'm sure everyone knows, Selena Gomez dated The Weeknd.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
They dated.
Yeah.
For like a year, I think.
Yeah. And I think she broke his heart because she ended up getting back together with Justin Bieber after dating The Weeknd.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was high probability.
Are you going to watch it again based on this theory?
Me? Hell no. It is the worst garbage. It's boring too.
That's the worst part.
That's the worst part, is that it's just boring.
Y'all
Nothing
are trying to
happens.
convince me to watch it, and I don't see a single reason why I should.
It's just crazy. It just doesn't make sense. You're like, how is this happening right now? What is going on?
I just want to watch it just to feel included in the conversation. That's why I'll watch it.
And then I found this article about Kanye's assistant principal at his old school, the one where
like the weird Scientology, like Donda Academy from his mom.
The assistant principal filed a lawsuit saying the conditions at the school were horrendous. There was exposed wiring and an overflowing septic tank.
Oh my God. Also, the weirdest part was I think they only ate sushi.
Yes, they ordered sugarfish every day. That place is expensive, by the way.
Yeah, of course it is.
And then this article says their complaint that the school was left in incomplete and dangerous conditions with windows that didn't have glass in them.
They're so lucky no one got hurt. Oh, this mentions my favorite part. That there is no
stairs.
Yes, there's no classes on the second floor of the building because Kanye West is afraid of stairs.
Yeah, he didn't like windows, so they couldn't have glass windows.
This guy's a maniac. I don't watch the Kardashians. Do you?
I haven't watched this season.
I haven't watched since like the first season or like of the first few. But I read a quote that I think it was Khloe Kardashian was like, watching Kanye is like watching like a car crash. Like he's just crashing and burning.
Yeah. I listened to this good podcast called Retrievals.
What's that?
It is crazy. It's about women who had IVF at the Yale University hospital. Over the course of, I think it was like a year or two, all these women would complain of really bad pain during egg retrievals. Because normally they sedate you. You're put under like local anesthesia to do the egg retrievals because they're literally going up into your uterus and poking out and pulling the eggs out. It's extremely painful.
Yeah.
So these women would have these procedures and they would be like, I could feel the whole thing.
No.
Like in excruciating pain. Some of them would fall asleep because they were giving like they were sedated. Right. Then they would wake up in like extreme pain.
Oh God.
And then they would tell like the nurse and the doctors, and they're like, we've given you the maximum amount of fentanyl. Like, we don't know what more we can do. And some women were like, I guess I just can't withstand this pain. Like, they just stopped doing retrievals. They're like, I guess I just won't have kids anymore because it's just too painful. Turns out a nurse was stealing fentanyl and replacing it with saline.
Shut up.
Yes.
Oh my God, I cannot even imagine.
And then they found that out. They sent a letter to the women that was like, hey, by the way, you had a procedure that may or may not have been affected by this. We had a person who was, stealing fentanyl, or it was being replaced with saline. The good news is that this didn't affect your outcomes. And the women were like, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't affect the outcome. Like, some women just gave up IVF. They're like, I'm not having kids. This is too traumatizing.
Yeah, I was going to say, not to, even those who continued with it, imagine like the trauma, of just what they would associate now with being pregnant or pregnancy or whatever.
It's crazy. I think there's 2 episodes out. But man,
oh my God.
And then it's mostly about ignoring women's pain.
Of course. Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're being crazy. Like, we've given you so much fentanyl, like you shouldn't feel anything. And they're like,
just
I
like
still
literal
feel
saline. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'll have to listen to that. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Well, that's mostly it for, this is interesting. Do you watch TV with subtitles?
Oh yeah. I found that article. I do more now in the past few years than I used to.
I don't always, but a lot of the time I do, just because I find that sound these days is mixed so bizarrely.
Yes.
Like sometimes I can't hear it, and then other times it's too loud, and I'm just like, with subtitles at least I can figure out what's going on. And I guess that's the norm now, is a lot of people are listening with subtitles.
Yeah, because some of the audio is like, it's so dynamic that people don't have updated systems.
Oh, interesting.
To like handle that. So it just is all over the place. And like, I think they're in this article, they use the example, I think, of Game of Thrones, where it was like, some of the audio is so quiet, you can't hear what people are saying.
Yeah.
Also, like, I have a baby now, so I want to like keep the volume down. But also, I just don't like loud
Me
TV.
either. Yeah, I don't like, and like sometimes the dialogue will be so quiet, and then there'll be like a huge boom that's the loudest thing you've ever heard, or a commercial will be so loud, and I'm like, I just need to. I can't keep turning things up and down, up and down. It says 61% of people, hearing impaired or not, are now using captions.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's like a huge, I mean, more people are using them than not, which is really interesting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Anyways, guys, that's this installment of Bimbo News. If you would like to chime in, Melissa, where can people reach us?
You can email us at webcrawlerspod@gmail.com, or you can call us at 626 60.
Insert jingle here.
63 420
69. It's going to take us a second to get used to it. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.